Alrighty,
I was too
recording.
busy chatting.
We put up 110.
we're recording, 6 o'clock, well, I'm in order. Dave Strauss present.
Christine present.
Wisenbach present.
Kirkwood present.
Wells present.
Scott Hillsman present.
Regal present.
Present. And everybody has the minutes in front of you from February 12th. Everybody have a chance to look them over?
I did not.
No,
None of us.
Sorry.
Take a look at them,
Okay.
we were at recess.
take a look at them, see if you see any major flaws. I think Heidi did a pretty excellent job on it. Wanted to make sure we got this done.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
I'll second it.
Give you guys time, let me know when you're all set looking through if you see anything.
Okay.
I'll give you a minute or two.
Go through some.
19th, right? 19th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I make a comment about an observation from the past meeting? I mean, maybe it's just me, but I found it, and if I'm stepping over my line, please tell me. I found it uncomfortable at times for the people that the town has hired, referring to the police chief and the fire chief, to basically, I don't know, I felt like they were defending their value in front of the town and everybody, and I just don't, like, I was thinking about how would I have to feel if I had to do that at my job. I just want to say I found it uncomfortable. I don't know if there's anything that can be done to change that. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. I just kind of bothered me
They
a little
didn't
bit.
have to be present at this public hearing, they didn't have to be there. I
That's
mean,
a
they
horrible
would have
excuse.
they would have ended up at the town meeting, get the same thing anyway. And they're probably gonna get the same thing at the town mean, and if.
Am I wrong?
From what
mean,
I see, they're gonna get a lot more at the town meeting than they ever would at this budget committee. I mean, don't you guys agree?
Yeah, if I may, that is the uncomfortable nature of the public sector and working for a government agency.
Yeah.
We answer to the public, we answer to the taxpayers, elected officials and people who's just like me. I work for the town of Ospey for the highway department, and those are taxpayers' dollars, and I have to answer to those people. All of our salaries, our compensation is public knowledge, and you are asking for their permission for their taxpayers. You have to sell yourself to the public. That is the nature of the business, unfortunately. It's an uncomfortable thing.
Right.
You all sit on the minutes?
Yeah, we did.
Good? Vicky?
I guess so.
All those in
Has
favor
anybody
of
else?
approving the February 12th minutes as motion, signify aye and nay.
Christine, aye.
Wisenbach aye.
Kirkwood, aye.
Wells, I.
Hillsman, aye.
Regal, aye.
Strauss aye. Thank you, Heidi, perfect.
And she does an excellent job.
Oh, yeah.
She really does. Thank you.
Okay, everybody have their draft 737? I met with Caitlin today, and I have the actual 737 without the draft on it, so we should go through this, make sure we're comfortable, we can sign after tonight, we're done with them. Okay, so if everybody first, let's walk through this. We'll start on page 2. Anybody have their copies? Okay, so nothing changed so far as, I'm gonna look under the budget committee line and I'll look under the selectmen line, okay? So the budget committee 782, 748, and select board's the same, everybody's good for that? Everybody agree with that?
Yep.
Okay, then I'm just doing it subtotals.
Okay.
The public safety, 528, 515, pretty still good with that?
Yes.
Okay, then we're gonna move over to page 3. Highways and streets, 610, 270, both us and the select board. Okay, nothing's changed there. And then sanitation, 190, 400, both us and the select board. Nothing's changed there. Then we go down to the page 4, health administration. We're 42,575 and the select board is 44,975.
Yeah.
And that's basically the nonprofits that we discussed. We'll go over that in a little bit. Sheet 5. You've got welfare for 12,600 for both of us. And then for culture and rec, we have 129.57 for both of us. Conservation and development, 85.30 for both. And then for debt service, $2. And on the bottom of that page 6, you should have for selectmen 2298997, and for us 2296597.
Yeah.
And that's what we had on our budget sheets. So that is the operating budget that we've approved and the selectmen approved for 2025. Okay?
Yep.
Now, here's where we'll get into a little bit of a different. Page 7, it's special warrant articles. Okay, you'll see, it's like the 4th line down, selectmen appropriation 2.5 million. Anybody have that?
Yep.
To the right side of that, okay, you should see budget committee not recommended 2.5 million.
Correct.
So you can pencil that in.
Yeah.
Yep,
Is this on page Not 7? recommended, right?
get right across with this one.
Yes, this is recommended, yes, not recommended.
Okay, everybody good on that? Okay, it didn't actually change the totals on page 8. But you should have for the selectmen 4121599,
Right.
budget committee 1621599.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. Now, here's where page 9 changes. Page 9, you'll put in fire chief on there. That's gonna be the fire chief full-time warrant article. And the salary was 77,488.
77,488.
Yep, for both us and the selectmen. And you heard last, at the budget public hearing, we talked about, Bruce O'Neill brought up about the benefits.
Yes,
And we explained that we are paying with that warrant article also retirement, but not health insurance. And it was about 24,000 is what we stated for an amount. Well, what we since found out is that we actually have to add that total to that 77,488. Because it says the warrant article has to be the total amount and the benefits. He's not doing health insurance, which we revealed at the budget hearing. He's only doing retirement with it. So that 77,488 has to have the 23,000 added to it. So it's 100,488.
How much was it again? 23 what?
23,000 for the retirement.
Oh, even, okay.
Yeah, so you'll see the warrant article,
1,488.
you'll see the warrant article, which will be adjusted to say 100,488, and it'll have a note in it that's gonna explain 23,000 is for retirement, 77,488 is for salary. And then if it passes, we get that 48,360 reduction. Everybody got that?
And then for some reason the wife was no longer in the picture for any reason whatsoever tomorrow. Does that mean the town would automatically have to approve the additional amount for health insurance?
Yes,
But you have to ask for it.
he would have to ask for it.
Oh, okay, so it's not, so if he asks for it, is it mandatory?
By the policy the selectmen have, they have to
I don't
give it
know,
to
I'm
him.
just asking. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So that,
So if he goes 6 months in and something happens and he needs a family plan, it could be as high as 15,000 for half a year. or 30 for a full year. Right now, that's ballpark of what those estimates are for the family plan, the most expensive one.
So the 2,300, that gets added to the operating budget?
23,000.
23,000 is.
That's not operating budget. Nope, that's a warrant article.
So it's an extra 24 cents a
That
thousand.
20,
Oh, okay. sorry.
22.9,
And that's.
that's the overall town budget, what that gets added to.
Right. Is that state mandated? That's almost 30%.
What's that?
The 2,300.
Yeah, it is, it's 30%, just a little bit under 30, yep.
Is that,
That is, yeah, Caitlin looked up the firefighters' percentage for retirement. She used that calculation, 29.8, wasn't it, something like that.
Yeah, so, New Hampshire retirement, both groups, group one, group two, just reduced. We actually just got notified, municipalities just got notified. So prior to that, group two used to be 31.52, and now it's 30.97.
29 something, Caitlin, 29, 20.99.97, I think, Chris.
And for group one, which is Caitlin, it used to be 13 and change, and now it's 11 and change, right around 12, just under 12.
Yeah, that wasn't as big a drastic.
and the employee doesn't contribute to that at all, or is that? up to the
No,
town?
the employee has to contribute, but it's a smaller percentage, so.
10%, is that set by the state or by the town?
For the town?
Their contribution
Yeah.
for the state,
State sets their contribution?
I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
you pay a percentage, but the
Yeah.
town pays, the town pays roughly twice as much in group one, 3 times as much in group two.
and the state sets that
That's set
amount.
by the
The
state?
state, yes, yep.
Okay, so everybody good on what, the reason why that changed on that warrant article and what it was? When we get to the budget sheets, I'm gonna have you adjust that so you have it in case you have the budget sheets in front of you at the meeting. Somebody asks a question, we'll go over that when we get to it. Okay, let's go to 10 is good, should be 28,912. Everybody have that from federal government?
Yeah.
Okay. 11, nothing. 12, we still 284, but the warrant article numbers have changed. So
That's 284.
284,000 from the unassigned fund balance, that's what we authorized to use for the Pine River and also for the trust funds.
Wait a minute, 12, right?
We're on sheet 12. Yep.
And where did you find that figure?
Oh, see where it says, I'm sorry, I thought you had it in 9998, voted from. Says 274, line that out and put in 284.
Okay.
Yep, I got you, I'm sorry, I thought you had the copy already.
284?
Yep, 284 is what we authorized, us and the selectmen.
All right.
It says 274.
Yeah, change that to 284. Yep,
Okay.
yep, I'm sorry, Vicky, I thought you guys already, thought I'd already adjusted that on
Why
yours.
is it saying 280?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all those numbers, you're gonna see numbers on the side of Caitlin's that coincide with what the numbers are. Remember when I went through, I said the wording's gonna change on these, article numbers change, that's all. So I usually bump those article numbers just to make sure, to the warrants, to make sure that they are the ones that we voted for with an unassigned fund balance. Matter of fact, Leo has the warrant articles right here. Okay, now here's the big change, page 13. Everybody on 13? Okay, let's go the third line down, you should have an individual warrant article 0, correct?
Yeah.
Now that's gonna be 100,488, what we just talked about, right? Because that's a fire chief, both of us. Okay, now starting in the selectmen column, underneath that 100,488, instead of 64,2596. Okay, it's gonna be 6,521,084.
Repeat that, please.
6,521,084. Everybody got that? And then under the budget committee, that same, going straight across, instead of 3,918,196, it is gonna be 4,018,418. 684. You got that? And that 4,018,684 will roll over, don't worry about the other two, line items on there, that Caitlin's to take care of as far as revenues and credits that she gets out of the
Okay,
MS 535. If you roll over to page 14, line item 1, total recommended is 4,018,684.
What is it?
4,018,684.
Okay, that same number. please.
Yeah, that same number just rolls over from the previous page. Okay, so everybody has those on their sheets. And Caitlin has. So what I'm gonna do right now is, she just left this in my mailbox, so I'm just gonna quickly review this to make sure I'm comfortable, then I'm gonna have you look at it, make sure you're comfortable. I'll walk through and then we'll sign it. Everybody good with that?
This is the updated.
This is what we do all year, what we're waiting for to sign.
Yeah, I'm innocent.
Okay, good there,
because. Yeah, that's right.
good there. Yep. Looks good.
Got something good in there.
You need help with that, or you like to doing it?
No, I'm good right now. I'm making sure I'm comfortable with what she's got in here, then I'll give it to you. We'll walk it right around, make sure everybody's comfortable with it.
Is that you?
And when you get into the sheet that says revenues on it, the only thing we gotta worry about is that one from the federal government that we had the 28.9 from FEMA that we're taking and putting the money into the emergency management. Caitlin's responsible for all the other revenues from the 535, she rolls that in. So you will see a bunch of numbers in there that she handles from the 535 that we don't need to verify. $284, okay. This is the big one, sheet 13. Perfect. Okay. So I'm good with that. I'll let you look over what we just talked about, and if somebody has a question, we can go from there.
She's gonna check your box, you put that in the box tonight?
Oh yeah, I told her I was gonna leave it right on the computer, but if you're gonna be seeing it tomorrow, I'll just give it
Yeah,
to
it's
you.
not now till 2, but,
I told her, it's fine, just sitting on the computer, she
yeah, I'll leave
said,
this to,
yeah. Told her I'd leave it on the computer and she'll pick it up in the morning.
got it?
So basically, it's everything we went over, the Excel spreadsheet that I sent you. If you think about it, the one thing for the budget sheets, everybody got it. That's gonna be used by Caitlin next year, whoever the next budget chair is. He can assist with budget sheets if he wants to. It's primarily an office function. I've always taken it on just because we've had such flux in the office, but Caitlin's pretty much knowing she's gonna take it on. But however, you guys decide with the new chair, how you're gonna handle that as far as taking that on for the new budget sheets. Now, because the fire chief, full-time, had to add 23, I'm gonna redo that sheet and add the 23 into it, the 4901 sheet. Add that into it, that's gonna add a different total, add 23 to the total overall town budget. We already know what the operating budget is, because we just covered that. that won't change. But the overall town budget will go up by 23,000 when I add that into the spreadsheet, so you'll see that when I send that to you. And I'm gonna send it to Caitlin too. So you'll be seeing another one of those coming from me, which is gonna add the 23,000 to 4901.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On page 8.
Yep.
That's your warrant articles. Alright? We hit 0.
Yeah, that's because we didn't, this is, budget committee don't agree with. We didn't agree with the 2.5, I forgot to mention that, good question, Steve.
Alright,
Yep, good question.
The, sorry, you want-
No,
the 77,488 for the fire chief, that's 1339, right?
Yes,
it's 39 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't start till after town meeting.
And then if this is approved, we're offsetting.
We're offsetting the day shift.
No change to the totals for what's already in the fire budget, we're just gonna take some of that money and move it to pay.
What you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna end up making if it gets approved, you're gonna make a motion on the floor, just like if you turn that to page 40, your budget sheets.
Yep.
Turn that to page 40. I wanna show you where it is without having to look at it. 44.
So make sure we're clearing that before the town meeting,
Yep.
what's gonna happen.
Okay, so 44, you on that?
Oops, sorry,
The other 44.
the other 44?
Got it?
Alright, yeah,
Okay, you could see down there that where it's underlined, if full-time is approved, motion shall be made at town meeting to reduce 4220 day shift coverage by 48,360.
okay,
That'll make that going to 63,543. And making it, so what you're doing is you're making the new operating budget 22,48,237.
where are you?
On
Page 44 of the budget sheet.
and that doesn't affect the MS 737
Nope.
in any way?
No, no. No, once this is submitted before the town meeting.
Okay,
I don't have the updated one.
okay,
It's basically what we've approved.
okay, I just wanna be.
What's shown at the
clear.
town meeting is what the budget committee approved, but it can be adjusted of course at the town meeting.
Right, right, okay, nope, I just wanted to be clear that the numbers are still gonna line up.
Yeah,
If
but
the chief is approved,
all the budget members at the town meeting who are there wanna make sure that if that does get approved, you turn to this page and someone's done a motion to reduce the day shift coverage by 48,360.
1, 2,
And the new operating total will be right here, 22,48,237.
you know, 48, 60.
If it's not approved.
Looking good?
Well, you
If it's
can-
approved.
I'm not gonna do it in red.
I don't believe
You have to wait for it to be approved or
Get it?
unapproved.
Yeah, I got too many copies.
it. Oh. Should get one of them,
did you get all that, Vicky?
Chris.
I'm sorry, what?
I
Just so we're all on
that's
the
just
same
smart
page.
aleck.
No,
if that
I brought the wrong
warrant
glasses.
article for the fire chief is approved, the board of selectmen is gonna make the motion to reduce that 44.
The committee or the board of selectmen.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, if you don't hear a motion, someone forgets. The budget committee who's there should remember that, oh, wait a second, we need to make a motion before Eric stands
So
up
if you
and
don't
says,
hear one of us do that,
Yeah,
before Eric stands up and says, I want to restrict voting.
yeah,
He's gonna do that.
we're gonna tie Eric to his chair.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'll be a selectman to make the motion.
Yeah, that's fine.
I make a motion that we put in a couple of dummy things so that he can feel like that he's represented here, and then we can do regular stuff and not have this.
We're on video, please.
He was at the public meeting.
Oh, okay. Oh, the gentleman upstairs. Oh, okay.
we've had
He
whoops
knows the
before.
RSA's better than the state.
So you can see by having your copies ahead of time, us going through it, just updating, it's a lot easier than trying to go through sheet after sheet. And that's something, Scott, that next year you'll take the original of that, ask the budget chair, whoever it is, to update it as, once you get the final done for the operating budget, and then start putting it together. It'd be easy for the budget committee.
Hi, video.
Wanna promote your business?
No, that would be a conflict of interest.
There's no conflict of interest.
Just throw a shit.
For all you lonely people out there, I got Lego to keep you busy.
Throw Legos all up in the air.
There you go.
Everybody has their, answer sheet in the budget package, right? Hopefully, good. We got a couple of changes. Once we're done signing that, we'll get a couple of changes to them.
Who's going to be, how does it work, sorry, Lee Wells. After the meeting, you're gonna be completed. You're gonna be completed. You're probably gonna be.
Officially at town meeting is when we're done.
Right, no, I was gonna ask who's gonna be in your position.
It'd be you three right now, and then there's two that have signed up for the budget committee,
Unopposed.
unopposed. Yeah, so there's one opening.
And then you vote for,
I'm sorry if this isn't supposed to be done right now, but so we're gonna vote on who's in charge after?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be going over that we'll be setting up the next meeting, that's what we do before we leave for the end of the year.
Okay.
Set up the next meeting date to meet, where you elect officers,
Even if Dave was staying, we'd still,
Are you interested?
doing the
Chair
same
vote.
thing. Yeah, you still go through the
Nope.
same thing, doesn't mean that you stay chair every
yeah,
year.
I don't think Cody knew that.
Yeah, you don't stay chair every year, every year you have to get voted in.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
thank
You
you.
didn't read your process instruction?
I don't remember that part.
The new guy package?
didn't you read the part?
Oh, yeah. I like it in color on Sundays.
Chris, what you got?
When is a good opportunity to, in your meeting tonight, to talk about the road bond discussion you and I had last week?
Anytime while they're going through that if you want,
Not
Chris.
doing now.
Okay, I just don't want you guys to be surprised there that day. Because of the process and the timelines and everything else, it has to be done via motion at town meeting, so we're pulling the road bond. We're not presenting it to the voters at town meeting. We're gonna pull it when that warrant article comes up. There's some factors that have come in since this whole process has started that contribute to that decision of the board to do that, so that are out of our control, so we will be pulling that.
Are you still planning on doing that in the very beginning?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. The warrant article for Pine River Road will still be voted on, but not the road bond. So,
what are you doing? You're doing the first two
Probably
bonds
need
with the
about a
45-minute
5-minute
vote,
recess
well, you
if people
rescinded
do.
one, the 45-minute vote, right?
Yeah.
And
So we
then,
can rescind, we can make a motion to rescind the first, road bond right off the bat.
yeah,
yes,
and then you're
But,
gonna do 45 minutes for voting on the other one, right?
1 hour,
1 hour
Oh, 1 hour.
1 hour.
And then you're gonna do the fire chief one.
after that.
We don't recess for 1 hour, we can continue with the town meeting while the voting goes on.
Right,
We
and
just
then
put
the fire chief, and then, of course, that'll determine what happens with the operating budget.
Right, the fire chief, only the bond is a 3/5 and a ballot vote. The
Right.
fire chief is no.
Correct.
So, and then we'll vote. Once we're all done that, then the operating budget's.
Yeah, and then an hour, the moderator will stop it and say, closing in 5 minutes, if you wanna vote, whatever, and
Mhm.
tally up the votes. You know it's gonna go over an hour anyway, I mean, town meeting.
We'll see.
Yeah, right.
Do we have a
You got
second?
snacks?
Who's in charge of the setting up the town meeting?
Moderator.
Like making sure the chairs are out, refreshments are provided, like who's in charge of that?
Refreshments.
It's the refreshments usually provide, sorry, Mr.
You
Chair.
go, Chris, we're talking.
The refreshments usually provided by the PTO.
Donation.
It's a
Right.
collective, the
Exactly.
moderator is responsible for town meeting, and it's a collective effort by the board of selectmen, town clerk tax collector's office, and ballot, they're usually volunteers, the ballot clerks and things like that usually assist. Carol Pfister is usually on point and there to set everything up.
I don't know how it works with the selectmen, maybe we shouldn't do this during the budget, but I'll just say, I have a couple assistants that'll be in town, if they would, if you think it would help in the town meeting, if we can get one of the classrooms, I will donate a Lego session. I won't be part of it, but they can run it and bring it so all the kids can be in one room separately from the town hall. No charge if you think the town would like that.
That is out of our realm because we are using the school, so we would have to check with the principal to see if they would be open to us
Their
utilizing.
insurance, their
offering for no
insurance
kids.
might say,
Yeah, it'd be great and have the kid, versus the kids running in the back of
Yeah, like last year.
the building, yeah, in the back of,
They can
They
be
can pass
situated,
this.
they'll have, I'll make a little structure for them, but they can be.
Outside of the crying infant, I've never really seen
Oh,
an issue.
Just offering.
well, like George Bolt's kids and stuff like that, or the kids back there, but I mean, I think they would rather be with the Lego versus,
But I've just never seen.
Well, you know, you might even get a couple moms and dads to show up, kids go to get Legos too, so.
We're gonna advertise it.
I was just offering at the town meeting to make it more quiet.
This is
Shameless
a
plug.
so,
Increase in
How big a room
attendance.
would you need,
one.
Cody?
What is it? So-
Just a regular classroom size?
Make it work.
Okay.
okay, we got a meeting tomorrow at
She
2
ends
o'clock
up scanning
for the
it.
I'm
election.
just saying, I offer it, you know what I use, I'll offer it for free to the town.
So we have a meeting
Computer, she
tomorrow
puts
at
it
2
in
o'clock with the election.
And sends it directly by the computer.
bring it up.
to,
Yeah.
2 o'clock,
DRA.
not 9
As
o'clock,
long as she keeps that on file.
so
Okay.
Yeah, it's only on file.
You said
I can bring it up to him,
I think you just said 2 o'clock.
cause he's the one that coordinates with the school. You know, see if there's classroom accessible,
Just thought it might be nice to get the kids out.
but usually there's a gate, right, at the bathroom?
They have the art is the opposite way.
Oh, yeah, that's
Art
right,
classrooms may be an option.
okay.
Vicky just asked about the quality of the 737. And because it's a little faded when you get to the back, but that's just for the town administrator's copy to keep. Everything is inputted into the DRA website, so it's all digital. She keeps a copy here of the original signature, so
Hard
that's,
copy.
that's all that matters. So it may be a little faded, but,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
yeah, no, I mean, I've never had anybody ask that, but that's a good question.
I think everybody looking at it, I'm not gonna review it, I'm just saying.
I told Cody the jail sentence is like,
Yeah. Well, like me and Steve were talking earlier, as long as you don't intentionally do it.
it's
Nothing was
signed, I
intentional.
signed.
Are you going to town meeting? Yeah. You asked Steve,
what's that?
they're going, right?
Yeah,
Town meeting?
yeah, I will sit up in your seat if you want.
Well, I mean, that's up to the selectmen, how they, every year they get approved whether or not we have one up on the board.
If they so desire, then I will volunteer to be the one up there.
You having more than what you need up on the stage, or what are you doing, Leo?
With our discussions and everything else, we're probably just gonna have to select them this year.
The table up front, right?
It's gonna be live.
Well, I mean, if anything comes up,
Three people.
in the vice chair, you can stand right up.
Go ahead, Chuck, say what you gonna say?
It's gonna be a lively enough discussion, I think, this year, but I think 3 people up front would be enough.
So we're not gonna be up on stage at all.
No, there's only
There's
one,
no, Steve, there's no sense being up there where all the arrows coming, there might be deflection and one would hit you, and we don't want that.
Might be,
I'm a big target.
part of it is too, I mean, there might be a table down front where Andrea is, but part of it is too, is they're gonna be, where our hope is to
have
have
this,
the PowerPoint presentation for the public safety building, so we're gonna have to have space for the screen too, so.
Yeah, back away so everybody can see it.
Right.
right, so it's gonna
But-
reserve some
Of course,
spots.
if anything comes up on the budget committee, you just stand up. Yeah,
You'll be up
Or
front.
hide.
I hope
or
that
hide.
by the
Depending
time
on
this happens, there's some type
You gotta read the
of
room.
Exactly.
pictures,
Take the temperature.
some slideshow of this building that they're gonna be doing.
I'll go with the kids in the Lego.
There's conversations going on and people.
The
Oh, that's gonna happen.
slideshow-
You guys gotta take
slideshow
care of it.
presentation will be presented that day.
There will,
Oh,
okay.
and,
Yeah, Cody, I will.
If it gets
Okay, what?
contentious,
No.
I'll be in the
I
Lego
missed
room.
everything she said about something,
I'll give you a
because I
buffer
was
where,
checking the paper to, you know, so.
You signed that yet?
And now a conversation's going on, and I'm sure.
well,
she
we were
can hear
just, I mean, it wasn't anything that we,
Wasn't anything important.
that was
it. Was it
affected.
anything
It
important?
really, no, it
Or
really
whether-
No, it
Too
wasn't.
much chitter chatter.
Yeah,
sorry,
Cody was asking about having
review it,
A room.
Leo.
for the kids with the Legos.
so to keep them out of the main.
No, I meant what Chris was saying about what was
About the,
done at the
At the town meeting, they're
Town-
gonna pull the
road.
road.
Oh,
They're gonna.
I was
the-
checking figures while you were talking and I missed what you
I
said.
apologize. So we're, on the onset of town meeting, we're gonna, I'm probably gonna make the motion to pull the road over. So there are some factors that have come into play, because it still has to be presented on the 737. And because of timeline and all that stuff, it was too late for us. We tried, we asked, Michelle Clark from DRA, timeline, we couldn't pull it, so I'll have to make a motion to pull the bond. There's things out of our control that have come into play
Okay.
that contribute to that decision, so.
Okay. Thank you,
The warrant article for Pine River Road will still be there,
there,
but not the road one.
okay, thanks.
Okay, everybody good?
Yes.
Good? That
Before
was a
we go
major portion.
Before we go any further,
Mhm.
I can just take this opportunity to thank Dave for all of his help to the town and to us on the budget committee. Wish him the best. We appreciate everything, the hard work. I hope that the citizens of the town appreciate you.
Thanks, Steve.
Good luck. So,
That's true.
anybody else wanna say anything to Dave? I think
I'm
this is
good,
the
I'm
time.
good.
We've got a slideshow
Hey,
for town meeting, but he's gonna miss it. He's going on vacation, but Dave through the years,
We'll put it on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
he wasn't that great when he started on the board.
Yeah,
I
trust
don't
me,
know though. My wife tells me I was great. Alright, thanks, Steve.
we both got great same.
This might be the year for tomatoes and rotten fruit.
Let's pull out your, answer package,
We know it ain't
okay?
gonna behave.
Everybody get your answer package?
I do,
Yes.
Okay, there's a couple things we wanna highlight when you get in town meeting, if someone has questions on, I just wanna remind people on it as we go through.
And they will.
Right on the front. In the first paragraph, it says in December 25, the budget passed, we have approved recommended, you'll see a 35-cent increase. Okay, that's still good because that's the overall town increase, right? Now, that's not including the 4901 chief warrant or the bond warrants.
yeah,
Okay? I myself like to have on this page, when I have it in front of me, when I'm sitting there, is what's the cost of the fire, the road, and the building bond per thousand for the first year? You have it on your budget sheet, it's up to you if you wanna put it, I'll give it to you if you wanna put it on the front.
yeah,
Yes.
The new one for the fire chief impact is 24 cents.
Is
That's
that,
at 23,000 added. Overall is 23 cents, as long as we reduce it to 48,360.
23 cents or
24
24
cents.
cents? 24 cents.
24 cents.
so that gives us a 49 cents increase to, as if that passes.
Excuse me?
That'll give us a 49 cents total, 24 plus 35.
Oh,
I'm confused now.
yeah, 59.
59 cents.
59 cents.
Yeah.
59, yeah. It was adding it to the 35 cents that we already had for the operating budget,
That's it.
24 cents if the fire chief passed. Now it will be 59-cent increase in
Right.
December 25. Remember that increase is December 25 tax rate.
Right,
Everything we're doing affects the December 25 tax rate.
So the
24
fire
cents.
station,
The fire station,
Overall.
fire building, the first year is 65 cents per thousand, unless you guys were gonna
okay.
go with the total debt, which would have been 55, I think, Chris.
That's iffy.
Right,
I think after we talked about that and reviewed that, we weren't gonna change that because
we do 10-year, right?
10-year, but he's talking about level debt, level principal,
And change.
it was
Level debt went down to 55.
55.
And
Right,
we
we're gonna-
talked about, it was only like $2,000 more over the 10-year bond, and it was stable, 55 to 53 over 10 years. So is that what you're proposing?
Yes,
So instead of the 65 cents, it'd be 55 cents the first year, which what you and I talked about, to me, is, that makes a difference to some people.
That's the level debt package?
yes.
Level debt.
Level principal.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the bond is basically gives the selectmen the ability to choose what they want at the time. But if they're saying level debt, that's what the impact would be, is 55 cents first year on that fire bond. And it would basically 55 and go down to like 53 over the whole life.
So if
So it'd be
everything,
hardly any change.
so everything passes $1.14.
And because we're on that topic, we did look at the 15-year, in the 15-year, it went from 3.25 to 3.59.
Yeah.
Because the interest increased because of the longevity of the, so we opted not to do that, just go with the level debt.
Yeah, it was really high interest.
Actually, can I ask a related question to Selectman?
Go ahead.
I voted this after the public hearing.
First year.
Is there any penalty for paying the bond off early?
No,
No, thank
Good
you.
with anything.
Everybody hear that? There's no penalty for paying off the bond early? If for some reason it's determined that you have some unassigned fund balance, you could throw 50 grand in,
Well, that's, very,
you could do that.
You can
what
reduce,
happens a lot of times with these bonds is if for some reason prices, which is a rarity, but prices drop, so you take that money and you put that into a, for lack of a better word, like a different type of market account where it's a higher interest yield because it's a higher dollar amount,
Mhm.
you can actually use the interest to pay the interest payment on that money while it sits in the bank until we spend it. If you don't use all that money, you can take that money plus the interest and pay the bond off early. That's allowable and has happened, many times in the past, according to bond council, so.
good to know.
Okay, your road bond first year impact is 47 cents, but they're gonna pull that, so,
Yeah,
we don't need to
So
know.
we
But-
don't need that.
okay, so just so you have that on there. Then what I wanna point out as we go through this, if someone asks, the first question we had was
What page?
in page 6, health agencies.
Dave, did you give us the number for Pine River? If that,
Pine River was 47 cents the first year. If they kept with it,
Yeah.
but they're not,
Wait a minute, Pine River,
That was for the bond,
for the bond.
That's for the bond.
so you won't have to write that down, so we're gonna pull it.
okay,
Pine River Road, there's no tax impact.
oh, okay,
That's already in
What
there.
page?
sorry.
I'm sorry, Scott, I got
Separate.
confused.
What's that?
I got confused on what you were asking about.
Six.
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking about, I got confused in that too, like,
Yeah, because that's already, 250 is already built into the tax rate, and the rest is from the unassigned fund balance.
Yes,
okay, cool.
yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Okay, everybody on page 6 in your answer sheet?
Yep.
Health agencies. What was one of the major things that we talked about that someone had a question about? Obviously, why you have a difference, right? So keep in mind some of the reasons that we talked about at the meeting, right? We do it with our rating sheet. We
Right.
go through, we knew what the high interest rate was. Right, taxes last year, taxes last year, the high increase of $3, almost 1,000, right? High delinquency. You know, so we tried to be prudent on what we were doing for far as spending, and we used, like I think Scott said it at the meeting, we used it as a rating, or Steve did, a rating of making sure what we get our bang for our buck.
Exactly.
So we were truly looking for some place to save money, and we felt that that was a good prudent way to do it, and we still were over 1.5% of the operating budget.
That's what I was gonna ask, it's 1.5 versus what we.
We normally tried to go 1%, but
Right.
we're
We ended up
over,
going
we're still over that,
Because of all the requests.
yeah. So you know that, and if you get the public hearing still online, it's on YouTube, you can go back and zip through it if you wanna write down some of the answers. You know that you probably get somebody will ask a question about that, there's a possibility. Where that's baked into the operating budget, you may not, because you're gonna see one warrant for the operating budget. Don't know how the moderator's gonna handle that. Some years he went through line item by line item, some years he just went through the basic totals of the MS, going through, and sometimes he just said, is there any questions? Because my direction to him has been, we have a public hearing. Everything is said at the public hearing, everybody's invited to the public hearing. We shouldn't have to go through all that again. If someone has a question, everything's been available to the public online. All our budget sheets are available online to the public all this whole time before the town meeting. So if they had a question, they could ask that question when we bring it up. That's what I asked the moderator to not go through line item by line item, but you may have to talk with him about that.
Did you, on the Ospey Concerned Citizens, I took a note here, 48 people they represent,
Yep,
and on 68 Hours of Hunger was 12 people, 12 kids.
I don't think that, I thought that
I
was
thought there was,
22.
I thought there was more,
no,
on the
that's what the
presentation.
sheet had.
of the sheet that she had given the presentation, cause I thought there was 25.
Cause they gave us a
on there.
package, if you pull out your package, I mean, I didn't bring the packages
Yeah, I
with me
didn't
again
either.
tonight. Look through those packages, straight in the
That's all I
package,
got.
straight in the packages.
I thought it was more.
But again, it was, you know, I mean, we said for 68 hours of hunger was, you know, based on, we put them on the
They
rating.
requested 3,000,
Right, you gave
68.
them 25.
hours of hunger,
Right.
requested 3,000.
Yeah, what do they got, 12 on there? Second one down to the right, yeah, 12.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was more. Okay.
But double check those packages, doesn't mean that I couldn't transpose the number. Stuff happens.
I checked, I got 12.
Okay. Okay, if you turn to page 7 of your budget package. Well, considering what Chris just said right now, I mean, I had some notes in here about the road bond, what and who.
Oh, we don't really.
Someone may ask why we didn't support it, you can see that on the bottom here. Even if they pulled it, someone may ask, just so you have the information here. I don't think we need to go over that now that Chris just gave us that, you're pulling that anyway.
Chris, I asked him, not really jokingly, but I said, you know, especially in the summertime, all those people try to get around Route 16, go down Pine River and go up Elm. I said, can we put a toll or something? He said he already checked into it. What about speed cameras? And then all that money go into like a fund?
Because they're illegal.
Speed what?
Speed what?
No, like in other towns, they have cameras up that will give you a ticket if you're speeding or something. Is that something?
That doesn't
No, that's not gonna go in this state.
I think
Tickets
they're
don't go
illegal.
to us anymore.
Oh,
That's not gonna go in this state.
Plus, any road violations go to the state, not to the town.
okay, I didn't.
Cody, that would be target practice within 24 hours. That camera would be gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, or less.
You can actually
Live
put a
free or
toll
die.
in.
I'll
Can we
just
put
be
up a
quiet.
sign that says toll road?
When we're done.
Placebo effect?
But see, I don't think it'd make a difference.
All right, if you could turn to
Live free
page
or
8, turn to page 8,
I'm not gonna talk.
your full-time fire chief, second one down. Add 23,000 to that. It comes out to 100,488.
Wait a minute. Here,
Is that it, Steve?
104, what?
Fire chief, it says 77,488.
Yeah,
Add 23,000 to that.
I must be looking at the
Comes
one.
up
I'm
to
on
one,
page 8. Are we on page 8?
page 8.
100,488.
You got fire chief, full-time
Fire
fire chief,
equipment.
full-time fire chief?
Full-time fight, second one down.
Yep, second one down. The other one.
The other one.
So this is the one we talked about, you're adding the 23 into, so I wanna make sure your notes are updated for the meeting,
Okay.
okay? And the tax impact is not 14 now, it's gonna be 24 cents per thousand.
Is that gonna be adjusted on the warrant article?
That is being adjusted on the warrant.
Okay, so if I may suggest, can we, like, we just put it in our notes, but for transparency for the taxpayers, can we add the estimated tax impact for all the warrant articles?
That can be done with a request, a warrant request to do that. With RSA 32. If you look at RSA 32, there's a special thing you have to do at town to request to have all tax impact of all warrant articles.
Okay, so
We haven't never passed it, and no one's ever asked to pass one of that. I think anybody asked, and then we just gave them what the impact was, which is basically what that amount divided by 217,000
right, well, we
comes
did,
out with the, you know.
well, we did it for the chief, for that warrant article.
The reason we did it for them is because if those three are additions to the 35 cents of the overall budget.
Operating budget.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I got 2 points, one, if we did it for all warrant articles, it provides extra transparency. And the other part of that is it almost looks like we're singling out the chief part of it by adding the tax impact into that. Just my opinion.
Yeah, and the logic is because those are not built into that 35 cents of what you have for the overall. Those voted on separately for far as adding in, those are gonna be adding additional tax impact. All the other ones are not a tax impact.
Okay.
So
Well,
if it's
they
an
are,
additional,
they are, but they aren't.
well, not additional tax, but they're already built into the taxes.
Yeah.
So it's not additional.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so you're good on that? Okay, is there any? And remember, I mean, someone asks something, you've got all your budget sheets in front of you, you've got everything.
Where are you going on vacation, Dave? And do you have cell service?
You taking us?
So if you go to your budget package,
In other words, Pat,
page 45,
Page 45.
that'll be your 4901. This is the one I'm gonna change and send you the Excel sheet, updated Excel sheet for the fire chief adding on the 23,000,
What page again?
45,
Oh, I have that.
45.
Sorry.
full-time fire chief, you gotta add the 23 to that, right?
I
Correct,
got 14, then you had 23.
and the 14 goes to 24 cents.
Uh-oh.
That's one.
I know. I thought I had it. Please don't take it.
Need another copy, Vicky, you good? Oh, you got it right there.
You got it right there.
I know, but I'm down on page 45. I don't know what I did with it. There's just I separated it. Oh, no, I didn't.
You have all of them here, so half of them are other pages, if you
The
could.
safety building is still at 65 cents,
Going to 55,
Yes,
going
I
to 55.
yeah, based on what Chris just said, they're going to level that.
And we don't worry about the 47 cents for the road bond,
Nope,
that's gone. Okay,
we're gonna update the totals with the 23,000. Vicky, do you wanna take a full package right behind you?
Oh.
And just grab a sheet out of that, throw the rest away?
What you do, we, everything in front of
I finally did it right at home.
Mm-hmm.
Took the wrong one.
Wait, 45, don't rip that one, this one here is, I'm identical one. Well, not an older one.
Everybody got it?
It's written.
Everybody good?
All right, now,
So the fire chief, full-time, the second one down, you're adding 23,000 to
Yeah.
that, so that'll be 100,488. And it'll be 24 cents impact to the right of that, not 14.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the safety building is going from 65 to 55 cents.
I'm sorry, 65 to what?
55.
55, okay.
Okay, and your totals, you got 3 different columns of totals down there, and I'll start from the left.
You gonna add the road bond in here, so kind of totals there, or just-
Yeah, we have to, because we approved it. Even though you pull, if you pull it, it
Okay.
won't be approved, but I mean, it's approved as a warrant to go into.
Yeah, okay.
So the first column is a 25 budget request, the first line is 4126,400, everybody see that?
Yep.
So just right above that, it's 4149,400,
4149.
4149,
400,
400.
okay? And that's gonna carry right to the right of that same number, same amount. Okay, and then to the right of that, that number 1626,400 is gonna change to 1649,400. 1649,400. Pretty good with that?
Yep.
Okay, now the bottom line, starting on the left side, the 38,827, 488 is gonna go to 38,50, 488. That'll be true for the middle column also. And the bottom right column will go to 1350488. Okay, and that's what you'll see on the, when I send you the Excel spreadsheet updated for that. Otherwise than that, there isn't anything else to change on that, everybody should be good with those. Anybody have any questions on any of that right there? So far, so good? Alright, let's see here, final budget meeting. Discussed attendance. Okay, so per the process instruction, which is available on the website under the budget committee. You've heard me keep pounding about the process instruction, gives you the beginning of the year, it's gonna give you all the stuff, how you're laying out. For right now, it's saying will attend the town meeting, defend and to clarify the approved budget. You'll copy the budget files to the computer, which is usually the chair, takes care of that, and Vicky and Scott and Cody, I told you I can't do that. I'll have to email you when I get those files from 2025, put on the computer and get it back up. And I'll send you a snapshot of what it looks like as far as the file structure. And if anybody has any questions, they obviously can get back to me on it. And then you assist the town administrator with the Governor Wentworth ADM policy, which she's doing right now, if she needs it. Caitlin's pretty much been able to take care of that. I just had to give her a few input on as far as some of that, but she's handling that pretty good.
What do you assist them with, the government?
She does the total amount of children. They have to be verified each year by a policy for the selectmen.
Okay,
And the budget committee assists her if she needs assistance.
Selectmen's working on it too.
So that's the one that we've just, the new totals have, we had previously been advertising 18,500 per child. When everything is done on this New Year's budget sheet that they just sent out, everything, consider what the state gives for our town to Governor Wentworth, what we give to Governor Wentworth for a child, plus also what the state does for the sweep local school tax, which also goes to the school. For the number of children we have going for this next school year, it's just over 25,000 per child.
wow,
That's what Governor Wentworth gets for each Effingham child. Now, we're not totally paying that because the state offsets that.
We go broke.
Yeah, the state is offsetting that by about 5,000, 5 to 6,000.
Can we get our money back for dumb kids?
So, but Governor Wentworth is getting that amount per child, Effingham child, whether they wanna believe it or not. That's how they can balance out all the towns as far as how they end up per child. So that's, doing that ADM policy, you can see makes a big difference.
right,
If we can say there's 4 kids no longer in the school, we should be taking those off. So it's kind of an important thing you can
But
get.
that doesn't affect to what, 2 years? 1 year?
2 years, isn't it?
Isn't that-
is
They
it
go
2
back
year
2
delay?
years.
2 years.
They go back 2 years. Yep. So whatever we find today won't be effective for 2 years from now.
So whoever shows up at Legoland for the town meeting, that's the number of kids we have in the town.
The budget, 2025, I gave you all that copy. We just, that's what you wanna be going into the year with. You wanna verify the budget numbers per the budget sheet, if you haven't done that, to make sure the budget column. I verified it, but that's the one thing the budget committee wants to make sure going into the new year, that those budget line items that the financial administrator put in
Yeah.
match what exactly the budget committee approved.
Was that the thing you asked us to look over
Robert and Laura.
last year?
No, that was going into the new, budget sheets,
What you said Caitlin's gonna handle now.
yes. But you'll still verify, because you've got the 2024 end of budget to actual,
Yep,
that's the number that goes in the first column of the budget sheet,
okay.
that 2024 actual. Okay. Don't wanna fill you up with too much. That goes to Vicky. Oh, no, not that one, excuse me, let me see that one. Look at my writing on that one.
There you go, Vic.
Oh, Cody and Scott, Vicky. Okay. So, on this, they're gonna, if there's a write-in from the town meeting and they accept it, that'll fill the open seat. So I don't know if you're gonna have an open seat after town meeting, after the town vote. If you do, look at your process instruction, we've got it in template 6 of how you go through the process as far as getting a new budget member. It's right in the process instruction right online, okay? You all have a copy of the process instruction, I gave it to you at the beginning of the year. But it is online if you need it, so look at that, and please let whoever the chair know that that's available. Far as the process instruction for March or April meeting agenda, you can use last March agenda as a template and just change the dates, because that's basically based off of the process instruction. And that's gonna tell you, you have to pick chair or vice chair, how to go about it and all that. I went over the laptop with you three, so you're familiar with that, but the one thing you wanna know is that the password is right here, and you see where I lined out and changed that. So that's all one word together to get into the laptop. So let the chair know that that's the password to get into the laptop.
You got all this, Scott?
Well, that's why it's on that piece of paper.
I'm just refreshing.
So,
Now, there's a nonprofit notice that we send out every year to get all those people who come in to the conference and give us a presentation. They have to fill it out, that actually, the budget chair and the town administrator signs that. They send it out, and that's how we get all the packets. So that is actually on the website, and there is a password for that file, if it needs to be adjusted, just so you have it. Not saying you don't, I gave it to Caitlin, so she's got it too.
You mean like taking the word Ospey out and putting Effingham in there? That kind of
That'll
adjustment?
work. But if it has to be adjusted. Alright,
Make sure you change the town seal.
What to bring?
now, on here you
I
see,
didn't even notice that.
Something else.
Oh,
last meeting minutes, okay, which will be this one. I'm gonna send that to Heidi, and I'm gonna ask her to send it to the next budget chair. I'm gonna make sure she has you three on it, okay? So you have a copy of the minutes from this meeting. That's the only one you'll have to approve at that next meeting. And there's Heidi's email, which you should get once I send this to her today, to say, please do that.
where's Heidi's?
My keys, which has the mailbox, this door goes into the trailer too. Those are going to Caitlin today, tonight.
glad you took that Green Day keychain off.
So whoever's the next chair, she will give those to you. And then there's a link, budget committee link. For far as anybody who needs to get a hold of the budget committee on the website, that is directed to my email. Next chair needs to get that changed, that's right on that sheet to get that changed to direct whoever the chair is. And then the joint schedule is what actually keeps you in line. If you remember, we did the joint schedule at the beginning of the year with the select board. If you take that joint schedule again and adjust it for this next year, you'll be able to use all the agendas and most likely the minutes just as a template for next, if you keep it, because you have the same budget dedicated for each day that you have on that sheet. So if you want to keep things consistent and be able to use templates of the old stuff of agendas and everything we have, I suggest that you look at that joint schedule and you can get it fudged up for 2026. And that's something you can work on at the next meeting you're gonna have, which is gonna be March. I have a date of 3/25 or 4/8, and that's gonna be based on you three, what you prefer.
Yeah, see when I'll be back.
Me
Look at my calendar.
Also, then end up
Oh, yeah,
with a
yeah,
calendar.
yeah,
I gotta say,
that's true, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know, you're gonna be on the budget committee next year?
Supposed to put
well, 320 before,
meeting
all
dates
Saturday,
on, but it
town
looks like
meeting.
no
Yeah.
location.
325?
I don't know.
I've been filling that in.
I mean, it's whatever you guys want,
Once Chris wants the budget committee.
I had 3/25
You
and
end up being.
4/8.
I hope you,
Remind me
You
what the
can
town
have
meeting is.
somebody do that for you.
Town meeting is 3:11,
3:15.
3:15.
Thank you.
Whoever you want.
I understand.
If you update
you say
that, so
3:11?
everybody sees it.
3:25 or 4:08?
Okay.
3:25 or 4:08, what,
Did you have a conflict, Victor?
You got access.
Well, I'm gonna be gone.
4:08?
I'm leaving on the 15th at night, and I won't be back until the 23rd
23rd
of
of
March.
March, so 4:08 works for you.
As far as I know, let me look, probably, yes.
Yes.
And those dates are basically set so you don't conflict with the select board every other week meeting. That's why I had those two dates. So you wanna do 4:08 at 6?
4, 8, and 6 works for me.
Okay, so that'll be the next budget meeting, 4:08 at 6 P.M. to handle everything that we did.
I answered this last week, but you said the meeting notice only needs 24 hours to be
24 hours, yep.
and just on the
You put a
website,
put a copy on
on the bulletin board.
the building, and then you email Caitlin to say,
Just add it to the website.
add it to the website for a budget meeting.
Bring your keys.
Huh?
Keys.
Now, I told her I was gonna leave them on that. You're gonna take them?
I don't wanna leave it here.
Okay, good. And I don't need to do that, because she said throw it in the paper.
No, I'll give it to her tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Take that. All right, and everybody think they have enough? They're everything? I'll be back in touch with you on a few minor things. And I think we're good. Unless anybody else has something else they wanna bring up. Anybody else have anything you wanna bring up?
Right now.
We know you put a lot of time into all this, we'll do our best to take care of it. Thank you.
I'm available if you wanna
He's gonna be
call
around.
or ask questions, that's not a problem.
What'd you say, man?
He's gonna be around.
He'll be around.
Yeah.
Jack Russell Road, in case you didn't know.
All right,
It's not a
everybody's
really
good.
nice view.
If you wanna get in touch with them, send it via a Galapagos turtle. Or tortoise or whatever the.
I'll make my final motion to say, I'll motion to adjourn at 7:07. Is there a second? Rose, second? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. I
Thank you,
appreciate all
Thank
your
you,
effort.
David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Now, if I can remember how to put this in order.
You get along with your mother?
Actually, I do when she doesn't call.
There you go.
No, I do. It's just- Well, I don't.
So what do you say, we're going to the bar now for a little while?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't drink.